You guys should be able to hear me now. Just kind of working on some songs. All right. So what I got going on here is, well, there's a microphone right here. You might hear some noises in the background. They're just doing some work downstairs like that. So I guess you guys can hear me. You should be able to hear me. I'm coming in through my microphone here. My beautiful vintage Russian Octava. Love this microphone. It's an amazing microphone. Tube microphone. So what I'm working on here is we're just going to go live. I got a drum groove I just threw down and a bass groove that I just wrote over it. And now I'm kind of working out what I'm going to do on guitar for it. So I'm going to throw down like a little rhythm guitar section. And then I'm going to do some improv for you guys over it. And kind of see how this all works out. If you're not hearing any of this, somebody in the chat just mention it. I can read the comments here. So you should be able to read it. I hear everything, I'm assuming. But yeah, so I'm going to continue to massage this riff. We're going to make some pointers here. I got to make that the recordable area. Yeah, that noise you hear in the background is downstairs. They are doing some work on my bathroom. So what I am recording in right now is Cakewalk by BandLab. I love this program. I've been using a long time Cakewalk user since probably late 90s. I've been using Cakewalk. I love the program. It's very easy to use. I've never really used anything else. The drums I'm using right now are Addictive Drums 2, another piece of software I absolutely love. As far as the bass, I'm running my Stingray bass into a TC Electronics IR loader that has a Mesa 215 cabinet in there. So I'm using the preamp on the guitar itself, running that through the Mesa. Keep it simple. It sounds good to my ears. I don't think it needs anything else other than that. I don't know. And then the guitar, I'm actually running through a Line 6 Pod 2.0, one of the 25-year-old ones. I think they sound just as good as any of the new modelers. I have all kinds of new stuff too, but this is just sits on my desktop, this little kidney bean. Let me show you. Loosen this up. So you can kind of see the little kidney bean. This is how I'm doing guitar. And so yeah, I'm just recording into this laptop here with a mixer right here. And if any of that is, a pair of JBLs on the out, and this is my Octava. I remember when the Russian Octavas came into the U.S. back in the late 90s. They were touted as the poor man's Neumann. They're some of the best sounding microphones out in the market. Hard to find now, but if you can find one, you can usually get them at a good bargain price because a lot of people don't know what they are. But they're fantastic. This is the MK2500. It has a tube preamp that comes along with it, and it's a very warm microphone. All right, so I'm going to mute this microphone right now so I can just record this guitar track, and I'll come back to you guys. And that's why you use a set of headphones, so that you don't get feedback. All right, so this is what we got. Let me just lower this, turn the headphones up a little bit. All right. I can see the chat now. All right. Yeah. I think that guitar part works. I think it's all right. I'm gonna bring it down to mix. That's all the construction downstairs. Sorry about that, guys. But this is what we got to do when you live in a house, apartment that you've got stuff going on downstairs. It is what it is. But hey, I'll have an exhaust fan in my bathroom, and that's much needed. All right, so I think what I'm going to do here is clean up the ends so this loops pretty good and cleanly. Always hit save. Let's see here. So I think that's a pretty good sounding loop. It is in the key of, let's see, it might be a F sharp major because I tune a full step down. Let me mix this for a minute. I'm gonna turn the microphone off. I think it needs another guitar track. I think what I got to do is add something that's just going to kind of sit on, kind of open it up to like a chugga. So it needs to do something like that in the background. Let's see here. Yep. Let's see here. So they're drilling a hole in the side of the house right now. So I'm going to put this on a loop, and I'm going to mess with some more sounds and see if I can find something that kind of tickles my dopamine receptors in a way that makes me feel like I want to lay down another guitar track. So I'm going to mute the mic again so that you guys don't hear all of that going on, and we'll just kind of get back to creating here. All right, I think that works. So that patch has a little bit of a delay on it. Hear that? So I just did a tap tempo to it. Now I don't care that it's going to be not perfectly in time with it. I kind of want that. If you think about it, like almost like an imperfect wood piece of wood that's perfect. If you really look at a piece of wood, you know, if you're just looking at it, it's like, oh, that's a beautiful piece of wood. But if you really look at the pores and everything like that, you'll see it's very not symmetrical. So I try to leave that much into the music because we're already in this polluted world of oversaturated digital that kind of kills everything. So you want to leave some imperfections in there when you're creating anything art wise. I think this is just my opinion, but I think that that's probably a good method to kind of go by. Don't make it absolutely perfect. And that's what makes people kind of feel. So we're going to go ahead and record a take. I'm going to mute the mic again. Hold on. Here we go. All right, let's see what that sounds. Let me take recording off, turn on the loop, hit play. Ah, look at that. Didn't record anything. Why? Because I had the wrong input selected. Newbie mistake. Let's see here. Control Z. I'm not saying I'm a newbie. I'm saying I shouldn't have made that mistake because that's a newbie mistake. All right, so we're gonna take that track again. Always check your meters. Think we should put a jangly little single coil in there? No, I like the humbucker. It's got a nice kind of crunch to it. All right, so let's do this. All right, let's hear how that sounds. Let's go like this. Let's go like this. All right. All right, I think that's got kind of a cool vibe going on to it. Let's see. I'm gonna spice it up a little bit by adding an SSL. I think the another channel strip. What am I looking for? Looking for something to put in the main bus to kind of give it some. Ugh. Let's see here. Do we have any questions? No, doesn't look like we have any questions at all right now. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Insert. We're going to start with the SSL EV2 stereo channel strip. That's my dog. She's my fearless protector. She knows she's a little outside herself right now because there's people downstairs doing work on the house and there's strangers in the house, and she doesn't like that because she's a dog. Let's see here. Do we have anything we can throw on the main bus that might be... No, that's not gonna do it. Let's see here. We are going to delete this plugin and we are gonna select the master bus. And I'm pretty sure that somewhere Cakewalk is going to have a master bus preset. There we are. So we'll do like a S-type compression, all of that. So let's see what this sounds like. Does the job. Always keep it simple. All right, so I've got a decent sound there that I can now do what I always do, which is to improv. See, this is one of the tasks I actually support. I actually support AI music, actually quite good, quite a lot, actually, more so than most. Because this whole task of creating a backing track is, to me, a pain in the ass. It's just a vehicle to get to where I want to be, as far as just having something to freestyle and improv over. And this is one of those tasks that I would love to just outsource to AI and just say, create me a backing track in this style, in this key or this mode, and then just go and do it. And that, it probably already exists. I don't know. But that needs to be built into, I think, into some of these DAWs. I am going to switch something here, though. I'm going to switch headphones real quick because these big gulfy things, I can't stand them. Hold on a second, guys. Listen to the loop. Ah, much better. For those of you who haven't seen what I just did, is I switched from these big bulky Sony headphones to my Shure in-ears, which are much more comfortable than having the big goofy thing on your head. Um, so yeah, so let's do some improv. I'm gonna call up my lead guitar sound that I like quite often. And that's a Soldano model, SLO 100. All right, let's do some magic. So we can kind of bring things down a little bit, tell a story. Thank you for all the likes, Gracie. I appreciate that. Flowers, whatever it is we do here on the TikTokers. All right. If anybody's got any questions, I'm happy to answer them. I am a full-time concert sound engineer, retired guitar player. Well, retired from stage life. This is how I play guitar now. For you guys. So, those who are new to the to this live, what I have done. Hold on a second. That drives me crazy. There now you're looking at me properly, right? Yeah, it's not backwards. So what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of doing some improv. I created a drum group. So what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of doing some improv. I created a drum group. I opened up a drum groove in Session Drummer. Created a bass groove that you're hearing now. And that's what this is. So this is a bass groove that I just created. I think it sounds pretty good. And then I just laid it over this drum groove. And then I wrote and recorded 2 guitar parts. This being one of them. Got this one panned to one side. So I like to open up the stereo field that allows the guitar to cut right in the middle. So there's one. This is the other. When we put the 2 together, they create a cool thing. So they're kind of playing off of one another. right. Yep, I think they're doing some more sawing in the background. Yeah. So they're still doing construction downstairs, so the microphone's picking all that up. But it is what it is. What I'm going to do is put this in manual mode so that I can explore some various tones other than that one tone. All right. Well, thank everybody that joined the stream today. I might go live in a little while later on. I got to tend to some things here around the house, but feel free to like, subscribe, all of that stuff. And thank you for your attention.